Hello, my name is Wendy Walker, and welcome to my presentation of Poverty and Family Life, where we discuss the Gardner family in the pursuit of happiness. This presentation uses the Gardner family from the pursuit of happiness as a case example, not as a complete picture of all poverty. So, Chris and Christopher Jr. show how poverty changes the meaning of ordinary decisions: work hours, transportation, childcare, housing, and school routines, how it becomes connected survival choices. The main argument is that poverty creates cumulative barriers, even when family motivation and attachment remain strong. Poverty rarely affects one area of family life by itself. In the film, employment uncertainty reduces income. Low income contributes to housing loss. Housing loss reduces safety and sleep. And those stresses affect parenting and school stability. This chain reaction matches research showing that economic hardships place pressure on family relationships and child development, rather than simply reflecting individual choices. So Chris Gardner is working, but his work does not provide security. Selling medical scanners is unstable, and the brokerage internship is a possible route upwards, but begins without reliable pay. Wilson's work on joblessness helps explain why access to decent, stable work matters so much. Employment is not only income, but also schedule control, benefits, networks, and social standing. Access to income is limited by more than willingness to work. The family needs money for rent, transportation, food, childcare, and professional presentation before Chris can reach the opportunity promised by the internship. Low-income families often combine work, informal support, and public assistance, but those sources can be unpredictable and insufficient for monthly stability. Housing instability is one of the clearest safety problems in this story. Sleeping in shelters or public spaces exposes the family to exhaustion, lack of privacy, and constant uncertainty. Desmond and Kimbrough's research on eviction and housing hardships show that losing housing can trigger health, material, and social consequences that extend beyond the immediate loss of a place to stay. Christopher Jr.'s education is affected even when he remains bright and loved and capable. Poverty interrupts the routine that supports school success: sleep, homework time, transportation, clean clothes, and a parent with enough bandwidth to advocate within institutions. LaRue's work on class and family life helps show middle-class families often pose institutional confidences and resources that poor families are denied. So within the social class system, the Garners are best understood as working poor or economically precocious, not simply unemployed. Chris has labor skills and ambition, but he lacks economic capital, savings, and stable housing. LaRue's concept of classed resources help clarify why the same talent can produce very different outcomes, depending on family income, network, and institutional access. The community around the family positions them near the bottom of the class structure because their neighborhood, housing status, and income sources limit everyday options. Nationally, the film shows a fragile path of upward mobility. An internship may open the door, but only after the family absorbs risks that the middle-class households are better able to buffer through with their savings or social support. So, Overall, poverty creates a pattern of overlapping constraints. The Gardner family has love, persistence, and goals, but those strengths do not erase structural problems in the labor market, in housing, and educational systems. The sociological point is that poverty should be analyzed as a social condition shaping family life, not as a individual moral failure or lack of effort. Thank you for listening today. Again, my name is Wendy Walker, and hopefully there's no questions, but if there are, please email me. Thanks.